Hi, my name's Megan, and this is my resistance training program that I did for women's soccer team NCAA Division I, ages from 18 to 24, specifically in the midfield position. So pretty much for my whole resistance training program, I did it separating resistance training upper body from lower body so that the athletes don't get too exhausted. I didn't really want to do full body workouts, especially since midfield, they're mostly using aerobic training in their lower body. So to separate it, I thought it would be a good idea. Our preseason is going to be dedicated to speed and plyo work, then increasing endurance and resistance training in the in-season. Resistance training is separated from speed, agility, and aerobic, so we don't overexhaust the athletes, even though they're already going to be exhausted. And our biggest focus is going to be on body mechanics while incorporating injury prevention. So we have our general and specific warm-up of static stretching, and then we're going to go into active stretching for the specific warm-up and going from 10 minutes to 15 minutes in duration. So as a team, it's good for static stretches, to get everyone kind of warmed up, but for the specific warm-up, we want to do active stretching to further increase our range of motion and our flexibility. So off season is pretty much going to be a lot of resistance training and 2 days of aerobic. So we have all our key exercises in that I've picked. 4 days resistance, 2 days aerobic. So what it's kind of going to look like is all the exercises are going to be similar throughout the entire 6 weeks. But what's going to change is the sets, the reps, and the intensity. So intensity is going to increase every single week. And then sets and reps, we're going to go down in reps after we hit week 3. So we have our core squat, power clean with our assistant exercises, and then our deadlift and our bench press. So everything's kind of separated from lower body, upper body, whole body with the clean. And then we're going to have snatches later on too. So again, like I said, 3 sets, 15. Intensity starts at 50%, but we're going to bump it all the way up to 67% by the time we get to the 6th week. So week 2, same exercises, 3 sets, 15, increasing it to 52.5, keeping all the rest the same. Week 3 is going to be bumped up to 55%, and then like I said, our reps are going to go down at this point since we're increasing the intensity, so it's going to be 3 sets to 12 reps. Same on the rest. Week 4, we're going up to 60%. Same exercises. Week 5, going up 64%. Same exercises. And then our last week, we're going to be up at 67%. And then our aerobic is added in every other day, so not to get super exhausted. We're doing LSD runs and pace tempo runs. Yeah, that's all I put in there for that. Just to kind of get them, since they're going to be running all season long, we need to get them started within the preseason, off season. We're not even in preseason season yet. So preseason is going to be a lot of speed and plyo and some injury prevention. So not to overexhaust them with aerobic and resistance training, we're kind of focusing more on the power to really get them for more aerobic training to come in the in-season. So we're going to separate it from plyo with a warm-up, and then speed and agility with injury prevention. So we're going to see changes in sets and reps, and then the intensity and also the rest. So as our intensity goes up, well, it kind of fluctuates. Our intensity is going to go from low all the way to high by the time we get to the 6th week, and then the rest is going to fluctuate, and it's going to be less rest, and then by the time we get to the 6th week, it's going to be back up to more rest since they're going to be so exhausted. So starting out low for everything, max always going to be on speed since speed is important and we should be at max with a good amount of rest time. So we're starting out 2 sets 10 on that plyo with a low intensity, and then once we get to the 2nd week, say the same 2 sets 10 low intensity, but our rest is going to come down, so they're going to have less rest time. You're going to see the exercises are going to change a little bit. from week to week just because I don't want them to get tired of doing the same thing and just to really get each muscle group going and working. So within our third week, our reps are going to come down. Are they? No, they're not. So our reps are going to stay the same. My bad. Our intensity is going to come up. So we're going to ramp it up to medium intensity instead of low. And then our rest is also going to keep coming down. Speed and agility is pretty much going to stay the same because we're ramping up that intensity. And then for our fourth week, this is where we're going to see the change in repetition. So 2 sets, 8 reps, medium intensity is going to stay the same, and with the rest. Same with the speed and agility. And then by the time we get to our 5th week, sets, reps are going to stay the same except we're going to be at higher intensity and they're going to get a little bit more of the rest time, like I said, to compensate for that. Same with speed and agility, we're amping it up to high intensity, and then by the 6th week, we've got high intensity, short rest breaks, 2 sets of 8 reps. So we should be all ready by the time we get into in-season. Get up to it, sorry. So our in-season's really going to be pretty much bringing everything together. It's in-season, they're going to be busy with practice training, running in the weight room so we don't lose that muscular endurance. So we're going to take what we did in off-season and kind of amp it up a little bit in the in-season. So we're going to see speed, plyo, aerobic training, and also resistance training. So we have 1 and 1 on speed and plyo, and then 2 and 2 on resistance and aerobic. So we're starting out with a higher intensity than we did and with off-season already with the resistance training. So 3 sets, 12, 55%. And then speed and agility is pretty much going to stay the same where we're at, just kind of switching the exercises a little bit so they don't get tired from doing the same thing. And then changing that intensity and the rest like we did. So 3, 12, 55%, focusing on bench press and deadlift this time. A little bit different exercises. Next week, we're going to amp it up to 55%, staying at 3 sets 12. Same thing is going to be seen for speed, agility, and aerobic. So aerobic is going to be added with that speed and agility 2 times a week, also with the plyometrics. So third week, 3 sets 12, 60% on the resistance training. So we're going to keep going up until we get to 67%. Increasing the intensity for our speed, agility, and plyo, and also increasing the times that we're seeing in their aerobic running. Week 4, we're going up to 62% intensity. Keeping the intensity for our speed, agility, and plyo, but we're increasing that running time again so they can get used to that aerobic endurance. By week 5, we're up to 65% in the resistance training to keep going up. And then we're at high intensity for agility, speed, and plyo. Increasing the rest as we go. Since it's getting harder, we want them to have a little bit more rest time. And then by week 6, we're up at 67% intensity again for the resistance training. High on speed, agility. Same thing, kind of redundant. Everything just mixing up the variables. And then once they finally get to off season and they get to kind of relax, I guess, we're really going to focus on that active rest and hypertrophy so that they don't lose everything that they have, but not working, I guess, as hard as we did in season. We're going to be focusing on cleans and squats as our main lifts. With some assistance, workouts are going to change from what we've been doing. And then for aerobic, they're going to be doing some easy jogging, swimming, and cycling. Good on their joints, muscles. Should be a little bit relaxing as opposed to running around the field. So with the hypertrophy, we're going to be doing more sets with our core. And then for the hypertrophy, and then 3 sets, 10 for our assistance, starting at 65% intensity. Since we're doing hypertrophy, we want to do higher intensity. And then changing the repetitions and the intensity as we go. So we have our aerobics, we're going to be doing some jogging and foam rolling, and then we have the same rep sets intensities for our clean and assistance, keeping that the same as the weeks go. So as we get into the weeks, you're going to see that the intensity is going to go up. So we're keeping it 3 sets 10, 6 sets of 5 on our course exercise. Same thing, aerobic, jogging, swimming. By the third week, we're going to get up to 70% intensity, but we're going to increase the sets and lower the reps. So we're doing 4 sets of 8 this time. Same thing, increasing it since it's hypertrophy. We're going to change those variables a little bit. Keeping it the same, 4 sets of 8, 70%, increasing the core to 75%. Doing some aerobics. By the time we get to week 5, we're going to be adding on 1 more set just because it's hypertrophy. 5 sets, 8 at 72%. So we're increasing the intensity for that. And also with the core, it's going to be at 80%. So we'll get exhausted and then we'll do our accessory work to increase on that. And then by the time they get to their last week, 5 sets, 8 up to 72%. So it shouldn't be too bad. All of the aerobics should be moderate, low to moderate. And yeah, hopefully the athletes aren't too exhausted from this training program. I kind of had a hard time not programming too much because I know as an athlete it's hard to do so many workouts and resistance training and speed work and also doing aerobic training and then being in the gym. So that's why it's important to really adjust all of the intensities, the sets and the reps, and then also the rest time. Very important. So I hope I did it right.